Okay, so the first show match we got is between Strudel from Argentina, A rank, against Dreamer from Russia, A rank as well. Cash prize, best of 5. If you'd like to donate to our series, you can pick the players, you can pick the maps, and you can join in the casting sessions.
You can pick your nose, but don't, because that's gross.
Thank you, character.
You're very much welcome.
All the games should be played on a map called Dominio Azul by German mapmaker Freakling. 3-player map. It means Blue Demon and Espanol. And hopefully we'll figure out why it's called that. Won't we, character?
Well, I could ruin it again. Like, you know, I'm sure you'd love that. Or I could just say, yeah, sure.
It was Grind Boss versus Oya or some show match. They were supposed to play on this map repeatedly, but they obviously just played one game on it. Disappointed. Come on, players, listen to me. Took my time typing out the instructions. Sponsoring it. But I have faith in Strudel and Dreamer. They've helped us test many maps. They're wonderful community members. Big shout out to them. So I don't think Dreamer will be going for a fast expand. And won't be scouting, because that's not going to make much of a difference to him. Or he's using map hack.
Or he's just a very lucky noob. No, I'm just kidding. They're actually good players.
They are. And very good mannered. Which...
unlike
means a
one
lot.
of our casters, me.
You have a lot of potential.
I mean, potential is one thing, but, you know, my game knowledge is next to none.
I think there are very popular casters who've proven that that's not that important.
I mean, you bring the actual casting, I bring the comedy. Like, I don't even have to be looking at the game to just, like, cast the way I cast.
I bring casting? No, I don't think I do. I'm just...
Well,
useless.
Nah.
I'm a moderator, I'm a host. Corny one at that. So the scouts are meeting. Saying hello to each other. Or swearing past each other.
The tribunal of the scouts.
And Dreamer has made a Zealot. He's headed for Strudel's base, upgrading Goon range, making a Dragoon. Because that's what Protoss does. And Strudel is sending Marines to his choke. Dreamer is going to use a Scouting Probe and Zealot. Do some harassment. Strudel reacts pretty quickly there. Let's see. Dreamer can do any damage.
Faster than a hot pastry being baked in the oven.
Very nice. Okay, so this Zealot's taking a lot of hits. And I believe it's gonna go very soon. Or run away. Nope, it died. My prediction was correct. Dragoon's gonna back off, and Strudel's gonna make a bunker. Why he's moving out with his Marines, I'm not sure. I think that's a little bit risky. Now, trying to take out that Dragoon. Dreamer loses his Dragoon, so that's major, but Strudel also lost his Vulture, and he's going to go back with his Marines. Dreamer is making a Nexus at his Nat. Dragoon range is done. Expansion being made at Strudel's Nat. And more SCVs are going to be mining gas now. Strudel lost one Marine. Wasn't necessary. Had a huge loss, but
He will be remembered.
I don't think so. We've already
Wow.
forgotten about that Marine.
How insensitive.
Yeah, well. It's not Protoss.
Wow, I don't even know you anymore, Ox.
This
Can't
bunk
even,
is getting
go into fellow
Protoss.
Terrans. Maybe
Yeah,
not
the
a
word
Terran
fellow
player.
and Terran don't go together. You all started this, okay? It wasn't us. I'd say we'd end it, but we already have, I think.
I don't know if it ever ends.
In terms of competition in the foreign scene, I think it has by a long shot. I'm kidding, folks. Don't hate me. Just joking. So, okay. Got a good number of Dragoons. The Vulture unnecessarily dies. Oh, robotic support bay. So we should get a Reaver Observer out. Interested to know if he makes an Observer before a Reaver. I don't think he will. Dreamer might grab his third at 10 o'clock. Worker count is looking kind of even. Dreamer ahead in supply slightly. And we should see a Reaver coming out soon. Two scans from Strudel. The Reaver is going to be revealed. Let's see what sort of precautionary measures Strudel takes. Nothing at his main yet. One Goliath is out, so that's going to help. Dreamer's just looking for an angle to attack here. Oh, that could have been pretty good for Dreamer. I don't think he did the kind of damage he was looking for. Killed one tank, lost the shuttle, I believe a Zealot at least, and a Reaver. No SCVs killed. No hair off Strudel's back. Hello, Quark. Hopefully he'll join us. See, join the voice channel. He does babysit, so when he's free, he might actually cast some games for us. Won't have to listen to my rubbish. We got a Stargate going up. Should see some arbiters. I think Strudel is probably gonna attack sometime soon. Protoss has 3 gateways. Strudel is about to have 6 factories. It's got a decent tank count. Four more gateways being made. Five more gateways. I think Strudel is heading out now. Dreamer's army looks sizable. Okay then. So the siege is up. And we're gonna get reinforcements to the middle. I don't think this looks good for Dreamer, but I might be proven wrong. Yeah, I think he's gonna have to back off. He lost a few more Dragoons than he needed to. It was looking kinda good for Dreamer, but I knew after he lost his Zealots, these tanks are just gonna go through the Dragoons. His Arbiter is halfway done, I believe. He should be mining gas at his third, I feel. I mean, Strudel just doesn't have that many tanks, so I think Dreamer's going to be able to break this. Yeah, he's pushing too hard here. He can't hold, I don't think.
Hello.
Hey, Pato.
Hello.
So, what do we have here?
I think Strudel was pushing a little too hard and didn't have the units to hold.
He's in a 2-base all-in, right?
Yeah, 6 factories.
Yeah, so this is kinda a timing push. If it works, okay. If it doesn't, 90% you are dead. It's a good build order, but...
So it's an all-in, basically.
Yes, not so all-in-ish.
I mean, if it
you can
doesn't work and 90% that you're dead, I would say it's pretty much all-in. Like, at that
He's making
point.
2
Yeah,
more factories, which is kind of
It's better. It's better because you have a +1, and his arbiter will be delayed, and he has to cut probes in order to stop it. So you're not entirely dead, but you have to play like at least 25 more minutes, turtling and reaching 3-2 upgrades, which will take a while, and try to stop all the Protoss attacks. You can keep on playing, but
I
you have
don't
to play
think there
full.
was anything wrong with the build, but he may have missed a cycle of units while he was microing. And he just pushed at a point when I don't think he should have. He should have just stayed sieged and grabbed his third, which he's doing now.
Well, this is an excellent build order if you are a mid-tier player. Even
nice
you
status.
you can catch relatively good players with this build order, but I think if you're playing an A ranker or an S rank, they have tons of experience dealing with this kind of attacks. So they will have an observer at 6:30 in your base, and they will just cut probes, add gateways, build a shuttle, and will stop your push eventually. This is a very safe build order because you can stop any push, any cheese. But if the other player brings a fast observer in your base, it's pretty much easy to stop. So I wouldn't use it against top tier players.
Strudel tapped out. Dreamer was still killing him for some reason, so he left the game.
He was angry.
Yeah, I think it was a good build, but Strudel, his first engagement went well, and Dreamer backed off because he lost all his zealots, and then he was making more gateway units, and Strudel just, I think, made the mistake of unsieging and then trying to push when he didn't really have that many tanks. So at that point, I think you either stay there and kind of like mine and block or contain Protoss and try to take a third, or you just pack up and leave and mass up again. And what Strudel did was basically lose those units trying to push, and he kept sending more units and losing them instead of massing up again and trying to come back. So let's see if in game 2 it's any different from game 1.
Time to find out. I actually won that ladder game. It's a Christmas miracle.
Congratulations. I knew you could do it. Dominio Azrael, game 2. Let's do it. Strudel versus Dreamer. Three-player map. Strudel has spawned in the bottom left.
In the red trunks, of course.
If you're gonna do it right.
In the bottom left corner in the red trunks. Lane 10. It's DM Strudel. You said if you're gonna do it right.
I never interrupted you as Pato. You gotta finish it now.
I support it, sorry. Go ahead.
In the top, in the green trunks. Lane Protoss. It's Ash Dreamer.
Wonderful introduction. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, you're cool. I like you. So this is El Demonio Azul, right?
See,
How do you pronounce it?
Demonio Azul.
Dominio.
Demonio
Demonio Azul.
Azul. Yeah.
I gotta turn all
Exactly.
sexy. I think I gotta
Demonio
relax.
Azul.
I'm a little too stiff when I'm pronouncing it. I gotta
Yeah.
get, you know,
Demonio Azul.
to
Not
kind of
gonna
like
lie. Sounds a lot like ass when you say it like Azul.
It's
Azul.
the devil
Azul.
map.
It's the devil map.
And Dreamer did not go for fast expand again. I think he's comfortable with this build.
Well, yes, it's very safe build order, so
Doesn't trust Strudel. He knows Strudel is from Argentina and not trustable. Pato, you're also from Argentina.
of course, he's a friend of mine, so I know him pretty much well.
And if we can't trust him, you're his friend. Therefore, no, I'm just...
Sorry, I didn't catch it.
Oh, I was making a dumb joke. as
We don't
always.
trust you because you're from Argentina.
Oh,
Well,
You
that's
should've.
not what I said. I said because you're his friend, so and we don't
Oh.
trust him, therefore we don't trust you.
He also said he can beat you up, Pato.
that would be interesting.
Pato is a martial arts expert.
I mean, I did not say that. I'm like skinny
And,
as fuck and no muscle.
We
Yeah.
have you on tape.
We have you on tape, and you will have to fight Pato to the death.
In a cage with
I
raging
would die
dolphins.
in like 5 seconds if it was to the death. He would just snap. He'd just walk up and snap my neck, and it would be over.
I want to fight in a cage with raging dolphins.
I will sponsor it, so we'll call it a Think Quick
If esports found
Showmatch.
as a new event, yeah. So, well, there's gonna be a 21 Nexus, pretty much standard reloader, and it seems that Strudel is going to build an effective expansion as well. So, all points out that this is going to be a standard game.
Yep.
I think Strudel will make it 22 command center. Okay, 23. Oh, he's building a vulture first. Yeah, so he's used to doing this build order, which is nice. I'm not so comfortable on doing this, but you can catch a Protoss with his foot. That is the expression in the foot backwards.
Foot in.
Foot in his mouth? Is that what
Yeah,
I don't know.
Is that what you're gonna say?
The foot could be backwards.
Not exactly. Yeah. So in a defensive mode, if he moves out with his second dragoon, he can put a vulture in his base and kill a lot.
I feel
of
like you
probes.
broke someone's foot before, and
Yeah.
the image of a foot backwards came to your mind. Just,
I will not make a statement of that.
I think you probably have broken someone's foot. Pato, stop
mean-
hurting people. You're a very, very nice man.
You know, unless
Okay,
you're
so-
Oh, you
There
gotta
you
go.
go.
fight to the death in a $100 show match.
So, Dreamer has his foot backwards right now. Lost 3 probes.
Oh, okay. So that's
was
why this reloader could be good, because it makes the Protoss scared of moving out. And Dreamer did a strange thing that it's building a second gateway before the robotics. Could it be? Or I watching correctly? There's no robo?
No.
Yep, there's
No,
no robo.
there's no robo.
So maybe he's afraid of 2 racks. He didn't scouted the terrain. 2 factories, sorry. So maybe he's afraid of that. But the bad thing about this is that he's going to play blind. Because what?
The tank doing donuts right there.
Yeah, he's doing breakdance. So he won't break this unless the SCVs sabotage Strudels, and he will be playing blind because there will not be an observer in time to counter whatever Strudel is going to do. So usually in these situations, what is best? Strudel could make an all-in right now, like the 6th factory, but he could also play a fast armory and just play a fast 2-1 push at the 13-minute mark. That it will be very strong. So whatever he decides, I think it's going to be okay.
I feel like Strudel has a little bit of an advantage here with the vulture, with his opening. Dreamer lost the dragoon. Like, he's not that ahead, but I feel Strudel's doing pretty good here.
Yeah, he has the upper hand, of course, but
This third too, is it greedy or it's normal by Dreamer?
what?
This
third?
third expansion.
No. What
Hi,
is
Clark.
usual for a Protoss is to take a third at the 6:30 map, 6:30 minutes. Sorry. So
That's normal.
It's kind of it's kind of normal. He's going to play blind.
Does
So-
Protoss
Yeah,
have
it's
to have
normal
a
to
third?
take the third. it's normal to take the third, but it's normal to know that it's safe first. If it's not normal to just go blind third.
When it comes to PVZ, they say like Zerg needs an extra expansion compared to Protoss. Is that how it is in PvT? Like Protoss needs an extra expansion to
Yeah,
Terran?
I think you always need a third. Unless you're going to do a 2-base carrier.
Does that just mean
Olin or-
Terran is OP?
I disagree. You've got to win somehow, but you don't have to win more bases. If you have a plan for how to win with Tech, then it's completely fine to be on the same basis.
So Dreamer could have just went with one expansion and try to take down Strudel, who has one expansion.
If you
Yeah,
want
if
to.
Strudel was going for, say, a 6-pack +1 timing with no starport, then you wouldn't want to have a third in that situation. You'd want to move towards Arbiter.
It depends what Terran is doing.
Yeah, it's a very reactive matchup.
What Terran is doing though calls for a second expansion from Protoss.
Well, I mean, Dreamer's playing blind. He's just doing whatever he feels like. He's
Yeah,
not
he didn't get
responding
his
anyway to what
robo
Strudel's doing.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, so it doesn't have observed Strudel's base. Strudel's going for a quick third CC. But so Dreamer's build is actually optimal here because he's gone for a much faster third, and Strudel's not pushing. But in terms of what, if Strudel were to push sometime soon, then I don't know that Dreamer could actually stop it. He's got no speed lots. He's got no Reaver, no DTs, no Arbiters. He just has the Wounds.
Oh, he blocked himself. He has to go all the way around if he knows where the entrance is.
Not if the mine just blows up on the vulture.
And you know the probe transfer was just coming in at that time too. Another
All
vulture
planned.
harass.
So sad if you are a Protoss. So 4, 5.
Very nice.
Yep. Pretty nice harass.
And we're seeing additional 3 factories going down now, which implies that Strudel wants to push the moment this CC is done. It's going to be +1 and go. And I don't know that Dreamer's going to be able to do much about it. He's going for the Stargate now, but he's not going to have Arbiters in time.
Let me grab his third.
It looks like
Isn't there a starport already? It's real space.
I don't think I saw
No
one.
starport? So this
Nope,
is
he's
kind
just
of...
going to go with
I don't think
+1.
I saw one.
No, so he's going to play a timing push with +1 and many factories.
Zealot Legs is only halfway done as well.
Oh, he's only mining from gas with one probe there. Not mining at his third. So he should have much more gas right now than he does. Strudel is in a really good position, I think.
I think
I don't think.
the same.
He's got a good tank count.
I don't think he needs gas because he's floating gas even while spending his minerals.
Strudel isn't pushing on his push timing, which doesn't make much sense. He's finished his +1. He's caught his opponent with no Arbiter, and he's got a shit ton of factories. So now is the timing that Strudel's been playing for, and he's not pushing. He's just changing his build. He's going, okay, well now I've got my timing and I'm not pushing. Let's go for a starport. Weird. If you look at the supply, he's actually basically even. He can push now, and there's no.
He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, there's no storm. There's no stasis. This is the timing.
There's a lot of
There's no
dragoons
reaction.
that his tanks could eat through. Now he's making more zealots. But
He's taking a 4th base. He's just missed his timing completely here.
Yep.
He's adding a
And
4th base, but he doesn't have 2-1 timing.
he needs +3 factories as well.
It's what he's done here just doesn't make any sense at all, because if he's not pushing now, then why didn't he get his second army and science facility around to the time his +1 finished? What he's doing here is a macro game, but with shitty upgrades. This is just objectively worse than what he should have been doing.
Yeah, I think he missed his starport timing, and now his whole advantage has gone to the drain.
He didn't miss his stuff. He did a different build. He went as he took his third CC, he did like an extra 4 factories. That's not a forgotten starport. That's a +1 timing push, and it was a good +1 timing push. And had he actually pushed, it would have worked. What he's done here is a very well put together +1 timing push, and then he hasn't pushed. The build was fine. I liked the build. The problem was that he didn't cross the finish line.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
He didn't do what the build was designed to do.
Yeah, it's a +1 timing push. If you don't push, then in what sense is it really a +1 timing push?
So these are pretty good trades for Strudel.
Yeah, but Protoss is units there. He can throw these away.
Oh no!
It just becomes +1 time.
Dreamer's losing his whole army to something that's not worth it here. Oh no! Don't keep going this way.
Yes, yes.
I mean, these are just gateway units. You can afford to throw them away. You could just replace them.
That's
Demons
true.
on 4 bases.
His supply actually isn't bad at all.
Yeah, it's only if he lost shit like arbiters that he'd actually be in trouble.
Oh, here's the arbiter.
I don't understand why the status though, because you're not doing much with this attack.
Yeah, those are actually the tanks that he could have killed. They were. If you pair tanks by themselves, that's good for the Protoss. You can just pick them up. You stasis them, then now you can't kill them.
Maybe you assume there were more tanks. I don't know.
Ooh.
No, he's fucked this up.
Oh, he's going in for the kill. This wasn't just some small little attack on the third. I'm mistaken.
Any trades are good for Protoss early on, just to keep the tank count low. But I mean, that was his only arbiter, and he's used its status then lost it. So you look at this and think, okay, well, what are you going to do next fight?
Ogre toss. We're just gonna see mass gateway units, I think.
Yeah, but he's even on bases. It's
one arbiter coming out. Good factory counts.
like this is a recall here would be huge. You just recall the opponent's base. There's no science there to go. There's no mines in the base. The upgrades are still work. He's only got the one armory. If you pick up the armory, then Terran's not going to have any good upgrades. Just attacking the front of gateway units doesn't get him to where he wants to be. He's macroing decently.
Strudel's position here, I like it because all he has to do is move vertically up. It's different if he was in the bottom right of the map and he's trying to get to Dreamer 12. So I think TVP in these positions, it might work the other way around too, but it's a little easier just to travel to your opponent's natural and maybe in a different position.
I don't get why he's gone 4 base 1 armory. He's given himself an awful lot of money, so he can have a lot of units, and he's not investing in a second building that will make those units a lot stronger. Is this a B rank show match?
A rank, cash
A rank.
prize.
I don't know. You're getting hustled there.
Quark is not impressed.
He's very hard to impress.
He is, but I think he will be by the end of this show match.
What, still hard to impress? Or easy to impress? Or just impress?
So if Strudel doesn't attack after this, I don't know when he will.
Yeah, he's up 60 supplies.
Might be depressed instead.
Dreamer just attacks, moves Zealots in, and his only tech support was a single Arbiter, which cast 1 status on tanks that weren't where the attack was.
I mean,
You look at this and think, oh, do you know how to win a PvT?
It kind of seemed
Well,
like self-destructive behavior coming from Dreamer. I was like, he's just throwing units away, and I think maybe he did that intentionally just to say, I can't win this, so let's try.
Well, I mean,
So,
if there was a shit ton of zealots there, and if the zealots were attacking some buildings, that'd be really good. But he put them where the vultures were. When you play Protoss, sometimes you can make this unit that allows you to put your zealots where the buildings are, and then they do really well because the buildings can't fight back. But if you don't use that unit to teleport them, then you have to put your zealots where the vultures are, and the vultures can fight back.
All right, so Strudel won by default. It's tied 1-1.
by default.
Cork's words, not mine. Game 3 on Demonio Azul. Yeah? Yeah.
Demonio Azul.
Are all of the games on this map? Or just for this match?
All games on the show match should be on this map. And
Cool.
These players are wonderful playtesters. And I believe they will be doing that. Strudel got 12 o'clock, so we went from the bottom right to the bottom left to 12. And now Dreamer is in the bottom right. And I'm sort of interested to know, like, whether you're Protoss or Terran, on what position, if it's, like, easier to move out and push. In these positions, I mean, Strudel has to sort of come out of his natural and curve to the right. He doesn't want to use the center area. Whereas in the previous game, it was kind of just going vertically straight up to your opponent's base. Maybe easier for Terran, I don't know.
This is rotationally symmetrical, isn't it? So you'd think that
it's the same position.
It's the same positions.
It's just rotated because.
Am I wrong?
Yeah,
That
Well,
it's...
think about where Red was last game. If you move him to top and Green to where he is now, it's the
Maybe
same
there's a bit of a
position,
curve that I'm...
rotated.
Yeah, okay, it just seems like you have to kind of do a turn where you are from Dreamer to get to Strudel. Whereas last game, it just seemed like Strudel could go straight up to his opponent's
But it's the same turn, it's just rotated the other way.
So, okay.
It's just a 90-degree rotation on the old position.
Surprise, surprise, I'm wrong.
So it is pretty much the same positions as last game, just rotated.
According to you guys.
I mean, if you know how rotational symmetry works, then...
Apparently, yes. I don't.
I don't.
Well, you take one side and you rotate it.
Well, look how easily this SCV is just coming down. Okay, it stopped there. To the natural of bottom left. And once we see Dreamer Scout, I think you'll see kind of like more of a curve. I think my point is still valid. Sato agrees with
to know why there's no map score in these show matches.
You're the owner. You're always right.
I don't have an overlay yet for the map name, which I'm not sure I'll have one. But for the scoreboard, we were coming up with something cool right before a tournament. I do apologize about that.
You should.
You might as well have the map name with the scoreboard, though.
I'd have to update it every single show match.
Oh, good point. That does sound like work.
And I don't like work. But I will try to do it for you, Zach Rom.
Can we see the
Sacrom,
Can we see the SCV count on gas, please?
I want to ask if Sacrom is sad because River Plate lost.
We have one SCV mining, yes.
Okay, so this is all very standard. It's going to be factory expand versus, looks like 2 Dragoons before Nexus. Don't know about this in Dima. So 3 Dragoons before Nexus. So it's going to be like a 29 Nex or something. I'm not a fan of the 29 Nex. I think it's, you don't get any value from the additional Dragoons.
I think Strudel's doing the same build from last game, isn't he?
Probably. This build from Beamer, I don't think is good. He's achieved a worse version of the 20p next. He's built the he's got an extra Dragoon that doesn't do anything, and his Robo's late. His Nexus is later.
I mean, he's doing something. He's staring at the bunker.
Well, he'd had that Dragoon anyway. The extra Dragoon.
Well,
is
yeah, the
Dragoon
extra
back there.
Dragoon comes second, but I don't know. I'm just saying words as usual.
The extra Dragoon is the third one that he made, which is slowing down his Robo. Getting the vulture for is nice, but it's
Okay,
he's not going to actually do anything to the anything to Strudel. Tank's about to finish. First tank's out, second tank's building, and that just means the Robo's delayed. This is I can't imagine ever wanting to do this build.
Well,
now, if he picks up the tank, then
he's
that's
a dreamer,
different.
so let the man dream.
Huh.
That tank is being very aggressive. It's gone all the way up the wall, and it's already on half health.
That's a naughty tank.
That tank has got a death wish.
Yeah, like he could have. See, if he'd actually picked up the tank with the extra Dragoon, then that Dragoon would be worth it, but he didn't. So it's.
I love how Quark singles out the tank. Oh, you're not gonna push, are you? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, he's just gonna force the Dragoons back.
His units weren't really in sync. Yeah, okay, that's...
These tanks, though.
He could have killed
Shut
those tanks,
up.
but not did that directly.
Yeah.
Okay, he's adding a third Nexus and doing it blind. This is just not the correct way to play the map.
I'm not sure if you want to
idea if
expand
Strudel's-
here. I mean, out of all the places.
It's fine, but he's got no idea what Strudel's doing, which is the issue. And he doesn't have anything to defend that. He doesn't have Viva, doesn't have... Strudel could be placing factories right now and then just push.
At what minute do you want an observer in your opponent's base?
I like about 6:30 with my 23 next.
He's 10 seconds late already.
Yeah, it should be in his base right now, but it's because he went 29 next. Like, this is just, it's a pure gamble play. He's hoping that if he goes Nexus, then plus 3 gateways into speed launch, it will work out, but he's got no reason to think it will. And it will just auto lose to a +1 timing.
Can we
Which
afford 4
incidentally is what
gateways?
Strudel
Right?
did last game. I'm sorry, say that again?
Can we afford 4 gateways?
Yeah, he's got about to get a another base kicking in. And... Does Strudel have an armory? Normally the academy and the army are timed together. Okay, there's the army. He's got a Stargate coming. So he's going quick 3-base, quick arbiter. Got no zealot legs. Does he have an observer in there yet? Because if not, this is mad.
One.
And it might work
there.
well, but no, he hasn't taken it. Okay, there we go. Now he's going to take a look at what he's actually playing against. But he's committed either way. He's only now checking to see what his opponent has, and it's too late if his opponent's doing a build that he can't play against. This is a pretty late armory timing. Like Strudel's, I know I've been bitching about Dreamer this entire time because I played Protoss, so I can see his mistakes more clearly, but Strudel's not hitting his timings either. And there's another third CC. He's gone 1 armory. And the weird thing is Strudel knows that Dreamer has the top right.
I like how they're trying to expand towards each other instead of away.
For Strudel, I think that's fine, because the Terran, you want to hold that area anyway, but if I was playing Terran and I saw Protoss take a very quick expansion, I would not want to do a late counter expansion against it, because that just it lets them get the reward of from the risk they've taken. Like, Protoss is always happy to have his expansion much earlier and then just take another one whenever you counter expand.
Simply He's going for this vulture run by, probably into the natural.
That's what I was worried about, and it's not really blocked off at the main if the vultures do get in. This would be a perfect moment for Strudel to run in.
It's not going to do anything. His issue is that he's let Dreamer get an extra base, and he's probably going to let Dreamer take another one too. Like, Strudel's build is super passive. He's not responding to anything that Dreamer's doing. He's just doing his own. And here we see the +1 coming and another 2 factories. So we're looking for another +1 timing attack, just like we saw last game. But I suspect we're going to see the same thing from last game, where he just
doesn't do it.
Yeah. Because what you would normally expect is the +1 to be accompanied by a starport science facility, then a second armory around the time it finishes. But we're not seeing that. But you can see from the supply difference, though, that the Dreamer's getting no punish at all for his fast expand. Like, the fact that Dreamer's up this much supply is because he just went quick 3 bases and there was no punish. And okay, starport has started, so Strudel's just never going to attack. This is... His command set is finished and he's not taking his base either. Like, Dreamer took his expansion at like, I don't know, 7 minutes or so. It's been 4 minutes since then and Strudel hasn't taken his own.
I feel like on this map as Terran, if you grab your expansion and make, 6 factories, and just macro up an attack, your chances of running over your opponent are kind of high.
Yeah, he would have smashed Dreamer if he'd just gone for 2 base 6 back.
I think a lot of Protoss struggle holding that, right?
Well, a lot of Protoss don't check if their opponent's going for 2 base 6 back, and then they just lose to it.
How do you counter
no
that?
science facility. You see it coming.
Are you supposed to grab a third?
No. You don't
How
need a
many
third to beat it.
gateways are you supposed to end up with?
It depends on how you want to do it. You can hold it with Storm, you can hold it with Arbiter.
You'll barely have 1 Arbiter, right? Oh, is he gonna get in?
Yeah, the 6-pack +1 doesn't, or you can do a 6-pack with no +1 as well, but it doesn't have much in the way of transition. So you don't need to have a stronger economy than your opponent to win in that situation. All you need to do is survive, basically, because the Terran can't transition into the late game. So if you have your late game coming, then he's only now flying command center. It's been like 5 minutes since Dreamer expanded. This is just way too late to do. And that's why he's trying to supply behind right now.
It's kind of a late siege. Not enough vultures.
Yeah, these goons are going to all attack the command center though. Yeah, Strudel just back there. There's no way. And it's because he sat on 2 bases, for letting Dina take 2 bases. There was no upside to what he was doing. As Terran, if the opponent takes a quick expansion, you take a quick counter expansion or you kill them. You don't take a much later counter expansion.
That's a shame. He had a good number of tanks. Just bad decision there.
He didn't have a good number of tanks compared to what Dreamer had, because Dreamer just had an extra base for so long. Dreamer's macro here is very solid.
He's had 1 machine shop that whole time? Was he supposed to have 2?
There's 2.
The second one's only building now.
Yeah. Then yeah, pretty much.
I don't think he's going to recover
none
that
of what's
tank
going on
counts.
here is none of what he's got going on here is what he's supposed to have. He's only had the 1 army. He's trying his best. But I'm not a fan.
I feel if he had sieged earlier, it was a different position, had more vultures, Dreamer. Well, he does have another expansion, I get it. But it was just a bad engage.
Yeah, but he shouldn't have been in that position where his opponent had that much more money than him. Especially given that the build that he was naturally transitioning into was a 2-base 6-pack +1.
Ooh.
There was no reason why he couldn't just go kill his opponent. He scouted the crunch in the top right very early with his eBay. But instead, he just he built a bunch of factories, then he changed his mind, built a command center. Then decided he was going for upgrades, but not double armory upgrades, single armory upgrades. Then he decided he would take a fight in the middle of the map. It doesn't string together.
Well, Dreamer could make a mistake and Strudel bounces back.
Yeah. But it is a 40 supply difference. It's going to be difficult.
Status.
Yeah, that's the game.
Yeah.
60 supply difference. It's not getting better.
Sorry, folks. Quark is just telling it like it is. It's looking pretty grim there.
It was just the strategy was unsound.
Two 2-1 for Dreamer. Game 4. I think it's kind of interesting too to play the same map over and over in a best of 5 as opposed to several different maps.
So in case we want to have the discussion again, this is the same relative position as last time and the time before. They've just moved clockwise again.
I have strong opinions on this topic. Oh, are we going to see a fast expand from Dreamer?
I think we might see a gateway at natural. It's going to be a 9-gate. I don't know why he would do this, because he's seen his opponent go factory expand every time. You don't really want a 9-gate against a factory expand. The 9-gate is best against a gasless. If you were playing, I think Dandy is somebody who's well known for favouring the gasless, then this would be a very good opening. But in a best of 5 where they've done the same opening 3 times in a row, I don't know that I would. But it looks like it's going to be a 13cc, never mind. We're going to have a very short game. 13cc against first scout and 9-gate. He has a lead, I guess. Or does he? Did he miss it? Oh no. Oh, that's not ideal. Oh, Dreamer. Poor man. Fuck, like 9-gate it natural into a
would have been perfect timing for him.
He miscouts it. Yeah. And he's not making the second zealot. Okay, yes, he is. Never mind. But like this probe could be doing so much damage right now.
He's probably like, oh my god.
Natural. Yep. Okay, zealot's turning around at least, but the probe at the natural would be like completely ruining Strudel's day. It shouldn't make a difference. But even so, it's funny that happened.
So this is just essentially a proxy gate?
Yeah,
it's a zealot rush into a 40. Is it a good build?
I mean, it's a good build when your opponent goes 14 CC.
Seems really dependent on that one build. Oh my god, the Zealot got through.
Yeah, the SCV gave it a little push. Oh, the Rax is getting delayed. Oh, that's not good for him. And the CC.
He's already doing a bunch of damage.
Yep. Oh, Rax and CC both delayed. Yeah, don't go 14 CC good.
Maybe on a
Tifo's not what he wants
4-player
to be
map,
attacking.
but seems
I mean,
pretty risky.
Gasbus is good. There's no reason to do this. The Carla versus Scan game from last night, that was Carla was going for, so Scan was going for Gasbus, but they actually changed it from a Gasbus once we saw the probe planning. He identified that it was a gateway natural, but even then it was Carla just did so much work with the harass.
Oh, he's lost at least 5 SCVs now.
Yeah.
That's enough to be...
Down 6 workers.
Well, he's
And
got
Dream
an
was able to
expansion
expand.
up, but he has no SCVs mining there.
And also he's got no factory coming, and Ranger's mostly done. Like, he's gonna need a bunker eventually, and it's not gonna matter because Ranger's gonna be done. He's not gonna do anything to the Ranger Grim until he has a tank out, and he's not close to having a tank out.
Dreamer's
This is
build
not
is a
too
little
bad.
risky, isn't it? I mean, they both kind of did risky builds, but Dreamer seems to have paid off.
Dreamer's build, it's certainly playable, but
Not ideal.
if your opponent goes for a factory expand, you're not where you wanted to be with the Dreamer's build.
A lot of
Ranger's done,
Terran players
and the
go for
factory's not even
factory
finished.
expand, though, right?
Yeah, it's the most common build.
So
in that situation, if their micro is better than yours, then you're not going to get anything done with your setups, and your expansion's going to be delayed.
yeah, it's not looking good for sure.
No, his tank hasn't even started. Kubo's in chat saying that Terran is in the game, and I think, yeah, that is probably the most favourable way of describing the situation. Is that Terran, strictly speaking, is in the game. He has not yet left.
I'm not sure if he meant it literally or like Strudel has a skin in the game still.
I mean, if he thinks that like this is a game that
He hasn't been listening to you on your stream.
Then I don't think Strudel's winning this game. He's down 9 workers and a lot of tech. Like, the Viva's going to arrive around the same time as Sleep Mode. And even if the bunker doesn't die, these are all workers not mining. Dream is now up 12 workers.
Got a Reaver being made at some point.
There's so many Dragoons here that honestly the tank actually isn't that threatening because the Dragoon can probably kill the tank if it comes out. He does need to move that Dragoon that's slowly dying though. If he could please move that one.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. Okay. Strudel's clawing it back. One Dragoon at a time.
I hope he doesn't lift the barracks, but he might have to, huh?
If he lifts the barracks, it's going to make... Like, 4 Dragoons will 3-shot tank, so this is going to be a ugly situation if he lifts it. I think our first Weaver... Is our first Weaver done?
Halfway.
What's in the shuttle? Well, what's in the shuttle? Okay, yeah.
Nil.
The first Weaver building now. I don't know why Dream is going for another 3 gateways. Because Strudel's really far behind, so Strudel's not ever going to leave his base. You don't want mass gateways, you just want to take an expansion here. I know that last game I said that he didn't want to take a big expansion. This is a different situation. Strudel lost like his first 7 SCVs and then also had to have a bunch of SCVs preparing the bunker for ages. It's a You don't need units here. The unit, all that you can do with the units is attack, and attacking is not worth anything because there's nothing to attack. Like if I was Dreamer here, I would be taking a third base and making scouts.
I wonder how predictable a Reaver would be in this situation as Terran.
It's predictable, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Good reaction.
Like the Reaver shows up and you're like, oh, I guess I died to a Reaver. It's good to see what's going to kill you, but it's still going to kill you.
Ooh. Ooh.
That was a good connection. Yeah, he's now up 25 workers. He threw away his Reaver for nothing, but it doesn't really matter. You look at this and think, well, you're making 4 Dragoons at a time. What is it that you feel like 4 Dragoons is going to help you do? Is it going to help you bust through the natural when there's siege tanks and buildings in the way? No. Is it going to help you defeat the army? What army? It's just...
I think he's just thinking, I'm going to finish off my opponent with more units.
And his opponent doesn't have very many units, but that's a difficult choke to victory with the tanks on the other side of it. Which is where you want the scouts. He's at a point in this game where the scouts could just close it out. He's not even making probes. He's still 20 workers ahead. Okay, now we're getting a third nexus.
2 more factories being made.
A dream is over twice the supply. Factories aren't going to make a difference. It's time for Hidden Command Center at 12. I actually don't mind this play. I think that this is a perfectly reasonable thing to do when you're this far behind. I would say that Strudel's probably so far behind that
There's no coming
this
back.
base would need to be unscouted for the entire game, and also maybe he would need to hit the natural as well for it to make a difference, but it's the right play to make anyway.
Might be possible.
Yeah. And the
Dreamer
Strudel had a
might
choice. He either takes a hidden expansion or he leaves the game. And if he didn't want to leave the game, then taking the hidden expansion is the correct play. He's now considerably... He was like... Dreamer was on twice his supply. Dreamer's now on considerably more than twice his supply. Dreamer's going to be on 3 times his supply pretty soon. And also there's Arbiters on the way. Whereas Strudel hasn't started his armory yet. Yeah, this is going to be tough to hold. Did he lose his Reaver again? Nope, okay, still there.
Looks like game.
Yeah.
And it is.
No, that one tank is definitely going to take out that many Dragoons.
Don't go 14cc. It's basically what can take from that.
Yeah, I felt like Dreamer's build too is not the best. If it's dependent on...
And when your opponent goes 14cc, it's really good.
But apparently not a lot of people do that.
It's good against gasless as well. What got me is that we saw Strudel do the same build 3 times in a row with the factory expand. And at that point, Dreamer says, okay, now it's time to hard counter a 14cc. It's just a weird choice. But I mean, he wasn't wrong. Fine.